If you will forgive me for being personal, I do not like your face. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to talk about Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie, first published in 1934. Christie is definitely one of the undisputed masters of the murder mystery genre. And if you like this type of books, chances are you've probably read some of her works. And if you have not, you definitely should. This is my second of Christie's books that I've read, having read And Then There Was None a few years ago, another book that I would definitely recommend. There's a murder on the Orient Express. This is not a character-driven book for obvious reasons. However, the characters are really what make the book come alive. It's very remarkable how Christie manages to introduce so many characters in such a short book. I think we have more than 15, but keep them so well defined that as a reader, you never really feel like you struggle to keep them straight and that you get confused between them. One of the things that I really like about Christie's writing style is that she's not afraid of making fun of her own characters, and she plays with the theme of how people judge each other just based on first impression and their appearance. Another thing that is quite interesting is that the character who gets murdered is not particularly likable, and that is likely to make you feel conflicted in terms of the murder itself and the motivations for it. Something to keep in mind is that Christie relies quite heavily on national stereotypes. We have different nationalities represented in the book, and she definitely she's not afraid of leveraging some of the traits that are often associated to those nationalities. Something that I think probably hasn't aged too well and wouldn't really pass muster today. I wouldn't normally comment on the world for a book that is set in our own world. However, in this case, I find it absolutely fascinating to be completely immersed in a different era, and especially not something that has been written today as historical fiction, but something that was written at the time. This is not just a world where you could just take a plane, but you had to spend several days with complete strangers traveling through Europe by train. And it's very interesting to see the dynamics between different social classes, and also how things such as the state of British colonies or Stalin's 5-year plan or the Big Depression are casually mentioned in conversation. I really like Christie's prose. The pace of the writing is always very engaging, and even when there isn't necessarily that much happening, she still keeps you on your toes. She can be very witty, and she's definitely a pleasure to read. It's a fast and easy read, and if you feel in any way intimidated by the fact that this is a classic book, you definitely shouldn't feel so. With the exception of the odd word here and there that might not quite be used today, the prose just simply feels formal rather than dated, and it's definitely not a challenge to get through. There's a reason why Christie's books are still considered classics today, and they've stood the test of time so well. The book does what it says on the tin, but it does it really well. Obviously, you'd have to enjoy the murder mystery genre to appreciate the book. But if you do, or if you're just looking for a starting point to explore this genre, I would definitely highly recommend this book. My overall rating for the book is 8 out of 10. If you like this book, please like and subscribe. And do let me know in the comments if you read it, what your thoughts were, or maybe if you have any other recommendations. Thank you very much, and I'll see you the next time.